The laughter echoed across the dueling chamber like shattered glass. It came from Karin of the Vishari, champion of 3 moons, slayer of the Sand Leviathan, bearer of living plasma blades. Her mandible-lined smile stretched wide as her glowing eyes locked onto the lone human standing at the center of the arena. "That," she said, her voice amplified for the gathered spectators, "is the armor you bring?" The chamber erupted in amusement. The human didn't respond. He stood quietly beneath the artificial stars, shoulders squared, hands relaxed at his sides. His armor was unimpressive, ancient, plates of dull, dark metal layered over fabric that had clearly been repaired more times than replaced. The surface was scarred, pitted, and, yes, rusted in places. No glowing shields, no adaptive nanoweave, no ceremonial markings of rank, just old metal. Karin stepped closer, her taloned feet clicking against the polished obsidian floor. Her own armor shimmered, alive with shifting light, responding to her movements like a second skin. "You humans are bold," she continued, circling him. "Bold enough to challenge Vishari honor with scrap salvaged from a dead age." Still, the human said nothing. The announcer, a floating construct of the Galactic Concord, hesitated before speaking. "Combatants, prepare." This duel was requested under right of sovereign trial. Victory determines custodianship of the disputed system. A murmur rippled through the stands. Entire star systems had changed hands over less. Karin stopped directly in front of the human. She leaned in close, her breath hot and metallic. "What is your name, human? So I may remember who I defeated." The human finally lifted his head. "My name," he said calmly, "is Elias Ward." A few spectators scoffed. A name with no legend behind it. Karin laughed again, louder this time. "Very well, Elias Ward. Try not to die too quickly." The signal flared. Combat began. Karin moved like lightning. Her plasma blades ignited mid-stride, arcs of blue-white energy screaming through the air as she struck. The crowd roared, expecting the fight to end in seconds. But Elias didn't fall. He stepped, not back, but aside, moving with a precision that didn't match his appearance. The plasma blade scraped across his shoulder plate, carving a glowing line and then dissipated. Karin froze for a fraction of a second. Her blade should have sliced clean through that armor. She attacked again, faster this time. A flurry of strikes, each one powerful enough to cleave battle mechs in half. Elias deflected, not with energy shields, but with his body, his positioning, his timing. Each impact sent sparks flying. The armor held. The laughter in the arena began to fade. "What trick is this?" Karin snarled, leaping back. Elias said nothing. He advanced. Slowly, methodically. His boots rang against the floor as he closed the distance, and for the first time, Karin felt something unfamiliar tighten in her chest. Unease. She struck again, overloading her blades, pouring lethal energy into a downward slash aimed at his chest. The blow landed. The armor rang like a bell. Elias staggered but did not fall. He looked down at the smoking plate, then back up at her. "This armor," he said quietly, "was never meant to be pretty." The crowd leaned forward. Karin hissed. "Then what was it meant to be?" Elias raised his arm. "Final." He moved then, not with alien speed, but with something heavier. Each step carried weight, experience, inevitability. His fist connected with her armor, and the impact sent her skidding across the arena. Silence followed. Karin rose slowly, shock flickering across her face. Her armor recalibrated, lights flashing erratically. "That strike," she said, voice lower now, "was impossible." Elias exhaled. "This armor predates the Concord. Predates your empire. Recognition sparked in her eyes. No, she whispered. That alloy, it was theorized, but never confirmed. Grave steel, Elias said. Forged during humanity's extinction wars. The stands went completely silent. Grave steel was legend. A material developed during humanity's darkest era, when they fought not for territory, not for dominance, but for survival itself. Karen's laughter died. You're lying, she said weakly. Elias reached up and unsealed a plate at his collar. Beneath it was an insignia burned directly into the metal, a simple symbol, worn nearly smooth. The mark of the last line. My people wore this, he said, when there was no one left to save us but ourselves. Karen's blades flickered. She remembered the stories. Entire species erased by things that didn't negotiate. Wars so brutal the galaxy collectively agreed never to speak of them again. Humans had survived those wars.
Barely.
You mock rust, Elias continued. But rust means time. Time means endurance. He advanced again. Karen backed away. For the first time in her life, the Vishari champion felt fear. The duel ended not with a final strike, but with surrender. Karen dropped to one knee. Blades extinguished, head bowed. I yield, she said, her voice carrying through the chamber. The announcer hesitated, then spoke. Victory to the human. The crowd didn't cheer. They were too stunned. Elias stopped in front of her. He didn't raise his weapon. He didn't gloat. Why did you laugh? He asked. Karen swallowed. Because I thought your armor meant weakness. Elias nodded. Most do. She looked up at him. How many wars has that armor seen? Elias considered the question. Enough, he said. The Concord representatives descended, already discussing treaties, borders, concessions. The disputed system would remain free, protected under human guardianship. As Elias turned to leave, Karen spoke again. Human. He paused. When I left, she said quietly, I did not understand. And now? Elias asked. She met his gaze. Now, she said, I understand why the galaxy learned to fear quiet humans in old armor. Elias gave a small, tired smile. Good, he said. That means you'll remember. He walked out of the arena, the sound of his boots echoing like history itself, leaving behind a warrior who would never laugh at rust again. And a galaxy that had just been reminded. Humanity doesn't shine. It endures.